Ah, hello there. I am indeed live at a weird hour with a small thing. This is more an announcement than anything else to let y'all know. Announcement, channel update, whatever you want to call it. A little bit of both, actually. Not gonna be here terribly long, to be honest. If you showed up later in this thing, which probably, let's be honest, I won't be live long. I probably could have made this a recording, but I would rather Twitch be able to see it, so I opted against that, to be completely real. And as a result, yeah, here we are. Basically, I'm here to tell you that the reason I wasn't around today is because the capture card fiasco is now behind us. It's on the way. For anybody that wasn't following along or missed certain things, the capture card that I've been using since the start of the channel, well, not the start of the channel, the start of percentage chance of this whole process was, oh yeah, also I shaved. If you missed that yesterday, don't look at it. Don't look directly into the light, Marion. Yeah, it was a budget one. Listen, I'm not gonna get into the technical things. The point is, it sucked. It worked. The footage that you got was largely okay, but this thing is a sputtering wreck. It was never all too great. I got it discounted. I got it at a time when I had no other options, and I had to get something that was at least good enough to go. And I got it, but it caused a lot of issues over time. And for months and months and months, it was a huge problem. That's the long and short of it. Hi. Oh, thank you. That's the long and short of it. Broad scope. Yeah, it's a piece of shit. And I'm excited to be out of that era and start working on new solutions. Usually you're not in frame, which tells me this is not in the right place, to be honest. Yeah, usually it is closer to over here, isn't it? Huh. Weird. Whatever. That's fine, I guess. Anyway, so point is, it's now been ordered. It's now on its way. And I'm supremely excited. Now that the large head ass pain of the job is gonna start minimizing. Mostly because, as I learned last time, setting one of these things up is not... I love you too. I love you so much. It's not like a Herculean task or anything like that. But, you know, you're gonna run into a couple things here and there as you're setting it up. That's natural, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it is very natural that, like, things get a little screwed up along the way, and, like, it is what it is, you know? Like, unfortunately, there's gonna be one or two settings that you need to figure out. I'm adding 4K capture utility into my entire pipeline, which is gonna be very interesting. The whole other thing I need to worry about. And we're gonna need to make sure that, well, that the PC doesn't explode, you know? I need to make sure that I've got all my settings in order, and I need to make sure that things are chopping along, so to speak. You know, I need to make sure everything's working, nothing's breaking, nothing's exploding, nothing's booming, all that good shit. So, and I need to make sure all that shit's in order before Rido and Death Stranding. So I'm like, okay, last time what did I do when it was testing time? I went with Spidey 2. For a minute I thought, why don't I do Ratchet? Like, it's similar length. It's also a visual showpiece, and it's good. And I think, just, you know, in general, people would show up. And that's true. And I probably still will do Ratchet at some point. I'm talking about Rift Apart specifically, by the way. Because I'm talking about, I need something that's a visual showpiece. At the same time, you know, that's like, that is exciting, and we can do that. But if I want to test my ability to play something at 120, right? Hi there, Street Glow Captioner. If I want to test my ability to play something at 120, and also not pick something that's gonna like become like a full playthrough of a thing that I might at a certain point be like, oh man, there's more here than I thought, for like a test playthrough, which I ran into that a bit with Spidey too. Great game, love it, but like, you know, there's a point in the middle where I was like, you know, it is only 20 hours, but only 20 hours is actually longer than you think it is. So I was like, okay, well, I want something shorter than that, but I still want something that it's like gonna test 120, right? Ratchet Rift Apart was a good bet for that because it does have a 120 option. It's like, okay, well, what else can I pick? Botrix, oh my god, we gotta lay Botrix off still. And I spent some time thinking about what that may or may not be, and what I could do that would, what I could do that would like could be something that I can put the settings put the settings through their paces with, you know. Obviously YouTube can't receive 120 FPS footage, right? But I still want to play something and then stream it out at 4K, even if it's not itself hitting anything above like 1080p or something like that, as most things that are running 120 FPS tend to be, right? So, because it's another big thing about the 4KX capture card. The Elgato one is like that could do that pretty easy. So I'm left in the odd position of like, well, what do I pick? What can I do that's short enough, that's exciting, that I want to play right now, that won't like take all week or anything, you know, that we can put the settings to their paces with. Now, bear in mind, this is a test playthrough, so I'm gonna be stopping every now and then when something's breaking or when something needs my attention to make sure it's all holding up. So even though this is gonna be a bit of a lightning fast playthrough, so to speak, I still am going to be primarily focused on the testing and making sure that things about the playthrough are solid. I also don't want something that's too narrative focused, because like I want to be testing stuff, you know? So in the interest of picking something shorter than, say, you know, Spidey, just doing that again. I mean, I'd be excited to do it to a certain extent, but also it's like, you know, do I really just want to play that again? Probably not. Not too soon anyway. We'll do those on the channel again when like the next thing is announced. You know, we'll do a little marathon. That'd be fun. So yeah, I don't see any reason to belay the announcement anymore. I mean, if you're watching on YouTube, you might have already seen the thumbnail, which means you probably already have a guess. But yeah, I don't see any reason to dance around it anymore. Yeah. So sometime tomorrow night, you can expect a very special something to pop up on the channel, and we will be testing settings with that something. See you tomorrow. That's funny. Ha! Well, I didn't know that was already on. That's really funny, actually. Well, I didn't know the mode was already on last time I touched this. That's really funny. Botched it. Yeah. If you know what that song is, You already know. That's really funny. I didn't know it was already set to that. Well, now I know. Anyway, yeah. No shit. But I will see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow evening. I'll be testing things earlier in the day. But I will see y'all tomorrow evening. For Virgil. That logo shouldn't be there. I turned that off earlier. See you tomorrow for a full run of the Virgil mode. On... What's the mode called? What's the one with all the enemies? The extra enemies. Legendary Dark Knight. Yeah, Legendary Dark Knight Virgil playthrough. See you then.